ASO, Madison, Queen, homie, what's good? I hope you're doing so lovely today. I cannot wait to get started with this reading for you. I think it's going to be so cool, and I've been wanting to do it for so long, and I can't believe it's finally happening. Obviously, I'm a big fan. Love your channel so much. You're like one of the first readers that I ever started watching that like really inspired me to get into oracle readings and such. And I always knew that like I could read auras, but I really was inspired when I saw your page, your channel, and I just fell in love with it. And I love how authentic you are, and I love how genuine you are, and how you're not forcing anything when you do your readings. I just love your vibe. I love your humor. I just love you as a person, and I'm so glad that we got to connect and I get to do this reading for you. And I'm also so excited that this is your first aura reading ever. Like, what an honor. So I hope that you enjoy it, and yeah, we will just jump right into it. I have my obsidian ball here. I've just been kind of like playing with it a little bit before I get started with your reading. It kind of reminds me of those like fushigi balls. You remember those? Where people would be like, I don't know how people did that. Part of me thinks that they were just like faking it the whole time. Like fushigi's just like a conspiracy. I don't know why, I felt the need to do fushigi in your reading, so get the energy rolling, literally. Actually makes like a really good massage ball. I feel like you need a massage. I'm getting like tension in the arms, like right in the forearms, which like I don't normally feel tension there, so that's definitely like a message coming through. Oh my god. Yo. Dude, this ring light was sitting up like for the last, I don't know, hour, and all of a sudden it just decides to fall. Crazy. What's that about? So I'm going to pull some cards. We're going to figure out what's going on in your energy, and then I will get started with drawing out your aura and explaining that energy, even though like I feel like I have a really good idea of what I'm going to be explaining and what this energy is. I just want to pull some cards just to see what comes through, to see if, you know, things are clicking and any extra messages come through. So we are going to start with the most recent deck that I just got, which is the Divine Nature Oracle deck and book set. So also my phone is dying. Why are things getting so chaotic, huh, ASO? Oh my god, my ring light just turned off for like no reason. ASO, are you okay? Hold on, I'm gonna pull a card really quick and just hope my phone doesn't die. I just feel like this energy is important to be in right now while we're in the dark. What's going on in ASO's energy right now? What's going on with ASO's energy and in ASO's aura field? What do I need to know about ASO's aura? Okay, there we go. That was really weird. So 3 cards came out. So we have Rewild Your Life, we have Navigate with Heart, and then we have Burn Sacred Fire. You got 6, 31, and 41. I feel like there is like this longing in your soul and in your just energy. Like there is almost like a breaking point that I feel like you either have recently come to or are about to come to, where, you know, you are just ready to do what lights you up, ready to embrace your passion for life again, and really experience everything that life has to offer in a way that you want to do it, and understand that, you know, it's not selfish to do what lights you up. It's not selfish to put yourself first, and it's not selfish to be happy. And I feel like you're learning that and really trying to implement that mindset into your life right now. If not, I think you're about to. I think you're coming to that point of like, I just want to be happy. Like, I only have so long here in this lifetime. Like, I just want to live however I want to live, because like I was given a life. Why can't I live it how I want to live it? I'm tired of like all these expectations and like standards, and I'm tired of trying to please others by doing what makes them happy. Like, why can't I just do what makes me happy? Why do I care so much about, like, how they're perceiving me? Because, like, if I do what makes them happy, I'm not having fun, I'm not enjoying my life, and that doesn't fulfill me in any way, and I'm just hitting a breaking point of, like, I can't do this anymore, I'm bored, yo. I want to get out and experience my life. I want to stop paying taxes. I want to live. Like, you know what I mean? That's crazy that that all just came through, but, like, because we're going to pull more cards, I just... Let me breathe real quick. Girl, okay, can we take a second? Okay, I want you to sit back, sit up straight, but not like in a tense way. Like if I was a teacher and being like, sit up straight, like not like that. I just want you to like feel grounded and confident. And I want you to relax your eyebrows, your forehead, all of your facial muscles. I want you to drop your shoulders away from your ears and just close your eyes and take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Hold it and release it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just appreciate the silence or any of the small sounds you can hear around you. Tune into your senses. Take another deep breath, and when you push this one out, really just like let everything out, okay? So breathe in, hold it, and release it. Okay. I just really feel like we needed to do that. So now we're going to pull a card from my Starseed Oracle deck. What's going on in ASO's energy, please? What's going on in ASO's energy field? What can you tell me about ASO's aura? Oh, wow. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. I love this card because I was totally getting a feeling of this, like, before I even started doing your reading. It'll all make sense in a little bit. I'm so glad that that card came through. Like, let me get one more from this deck. What else can you tell me about ASO's energy currently? What's going on in ASO's aura or energy field? Is it okay if I say ASO? Should I say Madison? I don't know. I guess I should have asked you beforehand. Oh. Yes! Oh my gosh. Literally, okay, so this one came through, 2 of them came through, but this one says, you're not for everyone, embrace your weirdness and face your true north. And then this one says, your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, focus. That's what I'm saying is like, you're so tired of like living up to everyone else's expectations, which like you're never going to meet everyone's expectations. My whole thing, and I stand by this, and I will stand by this until I die, put it on my tombstone or I ain't dying. In a way, we are all flowers. The thing about flowers is that there are people out there that have allergies, but that doesn't stop the flowers from blooming. That doesn't stop other people who aren't allergic from looking at those flowers and going, that's so beautiful. I want them to grow. I love when they grow. They're so bright and vibrant, and I love that they're there, even though there's gonna be people with allergies and they can't help that. That doesn't stop them from growing. They don't adjust their lifespan to accommodate people with allergies. They're flowers, like they're going to grow. And in the same way, we can say that, you know, there's people that aren't gonna like us. That shouldn't stop us from blooming. That shouldn't stop us from growing and shining and being beautiful in our own way. We shouldn't accommodate for people that aren't going to like us no matter what we do. So, do what you will with that information. This is my emotions deck, and I love that at the bottom it just says silly. That's so great. Do you ever watch John Mulaney, the comedian? I always like hear the word silly and I think But he was like, this is a very silly person.
And they just sent me out, and it was like, you marked that one gay, right? And it was like, oh no, was I supposed to? And they were like, oh man, well, this will be a very interesting person. This will be a very silly person.
That's what's coming through right now. Oh, anger. Number 7. Do one more. What else is going on? Oh gosh. Oh my god, girl, are you okay? Girl. Ooh, you know what? Okay, look at what came out. So I got the first anger, I got another anger, and rage. Homie. Things are moving. So that's crazy. I feel... Are you threatening me? Like telepathically? I know you're not, I'm kidding, but just like, you know what, the tension that I felt in my arms, I feel like that was like, I feel like you clench your fists a lot. Like you're getting ready to punch something, but you never actually do. But there's this like pent up energy of like, I want to punch something, I want to get angry, but I can't. Like you don't have like a way to express that anger, and I feel it just like, oh my gosh. And also in your jaw. If you clench your teeth a lot, relax your jaw right now. Take another deep breath. It's gonna be okay. And it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be filled with rage if that is the case. I don't blame you. This does totally make sense though. Okay, I'm gonna grab one more card actually from my Fairy Oracle deck. What's going on in Ace's energy currently? Dude, ask for help. It says angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. And then inner child is at the bottom of the deck. And it says, the fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Absolutely. I think that there's this really like stressed, tense energy, and I want to help you through it. I feel like you might be feeling like you can't ask for help, or like if you ask for help, then the help that you get isn't going to be done right. Like I feel like you just take on a lot of responsibility because there's a lot of things that need to be done, but no one else is going to do it right. You know that if you do it by yourself, then it will get done the right way. And so that puts a lot of pressure on yourself. Let me see if there's anybody like affecting your energy right now by zodiac sign. Is there anybody in Aso's energy field that is affecting her energy? I want to say Virgo or a Libra. Oh. Okay. So we got Pisces and Leo. And I made these cards myself, by the way. Pisces and Leo. What zodiac sign best represents Aso's energy currently? Gemini. It says social, witty, dramatic, nosy, and outgoing. Notice how there's two of them because like the twins, but I feel like there is... No, wait, actually... Okay, you have a very, like, cool energy in this way of, like, you have multiple beings, like, within you. Like, you are multiple, like, you're like a timeline jumper. Let me see, how do I explain this? You have knowledge from way in the past, like lifetimes and lifetimes ago, at like the beginning of time. Your soul was around there during that time, and it's reincarnated up until this point, but it's also reincarnated up until like years and years and years and years and years from now, like way farther ahead in time than we can comprehend. And I feel like you have taken knowledge from both of these timelines, and you've come back to this one, reincarnated in the middle, and you're just like tired. Like, you've seen, like, your soul has seen everything. Your soul has tried so hard, like time and time again, every lifetime, to be the voice of reason and to be the mediator and to just bring common sense to the situation and try to better society. And it feels like people aren't listening and people aren't taking you seriously, and it's like you're just tired, like, and you're almost like angry at the world. But like, I don't want you to think that like your energy is bad right now. It's not bad at all. I feel this so intensely. And I will like mention everything about like how, because like I could go on for hours about how beautiful your energy is, and I will get to that point. So don't worry, it's not all bad. It's just like I can definitely see when there's something weighing on your energy and affecting it as a whole. And so I want to address this first so that we can get into, you know, who you are at your core and how you are when it's not being affected by everything around you and everything that's draining you. Because unfortunately right now society as a whole is a little bit dog water. So I get it. I get the anger, I get the resentment, I get the rage, I get the want to be rageful, I get the need to be enraged, but getting even more mad that you have no way to like release that because of subconscious blockages. I don't know, like you're holding on to something maybe from your childhood that was like, you're not allowed to, like this belief of like, you're not allowed to express yourself, and you're not allowed to get angry, you're not allowed to make a scene, you're not allowed to talk back, and you're not allowed to fight, you have to be ladylike, you have to be, you know, you have to be perfect in a sense. And there is no perfect, but I feel like you were meant to feel that. But I feel like as you've gotten older, you've kind of held on to that belief that there is a perfect, and that you're constantly striving to be this idea of perfect, which doesn't exist. And so you're constantly chasing this, like, this perception or this persona that isn't achievable. And don't get me wrong, I do think that as of recently, you've started to kind of realize this and tap into this more. And I think that's why you're so angry. Maybe you're angry at yourself for like believing that for so long and like trying to be perfect. And then now you're just so upset that you wasted like so much time caring about what other people thought. And I mean, like, no time is any time wasted, really. But, you know, we all learn from something. And so, but I just think that, you know, you're finally getting over that hurdle of believing that, you know, you have to be good enough, or you have to be at a certain point in your life to be considered perfect or like having it all together. Fun fact, nobody has it all together. We don't know what's going on. As it turns out, it's okay to not have everything together, and it's okay to be human, and it's okay to show emotions that stem from a genuine place, like a genuine reaction. You're allowed to react. You're allowed to have emotions. You're allowed to express yourself in any way that you want. And the more that you hold on to that, the more resentment just builds and builds and builds. And then you start to resent yourself for like not expressing yourself. And you start to wonder, why is it so hard for me to, you know, accept flaws and accept failures and judgment and criticism? And I feel like there was something in your childhood that's holding on to you surrounding that. And I also do feel like this is kind of random, but I feel like you have a spirit guide, kind of like a spirit guide. It's more of just like an energy. Sorry if you can hear my dogs crying. But I feel like you have this energy attached to you that is a feminine energy, but it's like the embodiment of like female rage. I have a feeling that there's this energy that is with you a lot of the time, which she is like the embodiment of female rage, and she is just always like poking at you, like trying to get you to like get angry, like get mad. It's kind of like if you've seen that show Big Mouth, Connie, I feel like she's with you, but it's just for anger.
You want to shoplift lipstick. You want to listen to Lana Del Rey on repeat while you cut up all your t-shirts. You want to scream at your mother and then laugh at her tears.
But I don't want to scream at my mom.
She's not your mom anymore. From now on, you call her Shannon.
I guess we can jump into your aura reading now. I'll start drawing out your aura and then explaining the rest of your energy. And yeah, we will see where it goes, and I'm so excited, and I just can't wait. And so yeah, if you've never seen my channel before, that's totally cool. You'll see how it goes as we go along. So with that being said, let's jump right into it.
So something that I noticed when I finished drawing out your aura was that there was a complete lack of orange and yellow, which I tend to connect these colors to our chakras, with orange and yellow being your solar plexus and sacral chakra. I made this connection to one of the answers that you gave me, which was, how would you, like, what comes to mind when you hear the word nostalgia? And you mentioned that you felt like a warm hug in that region of those chakras, but seeing that there was a complete lack of that, it felt like there was something that really shaped you when you were a child. And hearing nostalgia and thinking of that like hug, it made it feel like, to me, it's as if something was telling you like if you're hugging your inner child and saying like it's going to be okay, like something came up potentially that maybe is a subconscious thing, but I feel like there might have been this general perception when you were a kid of like, I can't truly express myself. I can't truly show the world who I am, and I don't want to, I don't want to cause problems. I don't want to be loud. I don't want to be shunned away by the world. I want to be somebody that someone looks at and goes, I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that like you took this route in life, and I'm so glad that I have you in my life. And you were always trying to gain a sense of yourself through the lens of somebody else. Does that make sense? And although I do see how authentic you are as a person, but I feel like there is this need to heal parts of yourself that were shaped from your childhood and the belief that, you had to please somebody else and you had to be a certain way to be loved or to be appreciated or validated. And maybe you thought that like being yourself was only good enough if who you were was what someone else wanted you to be. And that's kind of how you shaped your identity. It was, you were like a chameleon. You were always able to just be your best self in any situation. Like you just adapted. And I feel like there are times still to this day where you want to just express yourself and be open and loud and creative and speak out your truth and your ideas and your story, but there's something holding you back. And I think it has to do with that chakra region. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that the way that you were raised made you think that just being creative wasn't good enough. Like, being expressive wasn't good enough. You had to do it to the point of, like, being the best and gaining something out of it. Like, it's always so hard for creatives to really embrace that side of themselves and show the world, like, this is who I am, this is what I'm good at, without that fear of, like, you know, is this something I could do for a living? Is this going to make me money? Am I going to be recognized for this? Like, what's the point of, like, taking a hobby this far? And is it worth it to take it this far? Is this just a waste of time if I'm not making money from it? That kind of thought process. And I feel like you never really gave yourself that opportunity to just enjoy and fully be, like, present in the moment with what you're doing, because in the back of your mind you always wanted to be the best at it. You always wanted to gain, you know, something from it, but that something wasn't because you wanted it. It was just what you thought would please society, or you thought it was what you had to do, and maybe you were just pressured into thinking, like, if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well be the best at it. But, like, did you enjoy doing it? And were you doing it because it made you happy? And even if you were happy while you were doing it, like, what was your intention when you were doing it? Did it feel like you were wasting your time? Did you feel like you couldn't relax and actually, like, really enjoy it in that moment? Or, like, were you worried about other stuff and other priorities you had to worry about and take care of? And I just feel like there's something holding on to that side of you that needs to, like, be let go of. Because there's a side of you that wants so badly to be expressed and let out into the world, but you're so tense in that area. Like, I feel this tension and I feel this constriction, because there's just something holding on to you, telling you, like, don't, like, express yourself, but don't express yourself too much. Like, don't go that far. Don't be that loud. Don't say that. Don't trigger these people. You'll get canceled. It's okay to have those fears, and it's valid 110%. And even though it's really difficult in this day and age to speak out about certain things, I don't want you to feel like the censored version of you is who you have to become to be worthy of speaking out. Like, if you have a speech to give and you're talking about something that you feel really passionate about, but then you get up to give the speech and then suddenly somebody else who is running the event, or whatever, the fake event that we're just imagining right now, if they hand you if they handed you your same speech, but they had AI generated it, like, ran it through an AI generator, and it changed it, like, a lot and changed your whole perspective, you wouldn't want to read that speech, because that's not what the point was. Like, that's not how you wrote it. It's not authentic to you. Just because someone else thinks that it sounds better and they think that they know better about how you should be talking doesn't mean that that is what you have to say, or, like, how you have to be. Because there's no blueprint that anybody can hand you and go, you can't do this, you can't say that, you can't. Like, obviously with YouTube it's kind of difficult, but I don't want you to feel like that's who you have to be. Like, I don't want you to worry about triggering anybody. I don't want you to feel like your videos and your readings have to be such a specific way and so perfect, and, like, the setting of it has to be perfect. Like, I know that your aesthetic and your vibes are iconic and I love them so much. Everybody loves them, but, like, I know that doing that, it goes through your mind of, like, I have to make sure that everything is set up right before I do this reading. I have to make sure that you know, my nails look good before I do this reading. I'm totally in that same boat. Okay, I get that. So I'm not trying to discredit that in any way, because my nails are atrocious. They look like they were done by a 4-year-old crackhead with Parkinson's, but you know, we are here because I realized, like, I want to do this for you, and I don't it's not about the presentation, and I've been stressing over it so much because, like, I do care about you, and I know that, you know, we don't really know each other. Like, obviously I hype up your videos like hella, and you recognize my name because you see me in the comments, and I care about you as a person. I don't want to cry right now, but I'm probably gonna cry, so like, just bear with me because I'm a baby. But I do want the best for you, and I want you to feel like you enjoy creating things for us and for your viewers, and I don't want you to have all that extra stress beforehand of, is it going to be good enough? Is it going to look presentable? Is it going to be right? It doesn't need to be right, and it doesn't need to be perfect. And I've noticed something in your readings where, like, I feel like there's always something going on in your life, but you've never spoken about that. And a lot of the things that you say to encourage us, I feel like, are things that you really need to hear yourself. And it breaks my heart because I want you to know how proud of you we are. You are so... sorry. You are such an incredible person. And I can just tell, like, that's why I'm crying so hard. Because I know that you're going through stuff. I can just feel it, and I don't even need to know what it is, but you have done such a good job of relaying messages to us that we need to hear. And every time that you post a reading, it's almost immediate that people will be in the comments and they'll say things like, I needed this, and I love your readings so much. You always help me out, and I needed this message, and thank you for delivering it, and I really needed to hear it. I can't thank you enough. I'm crying so hard right now. And everyone says how grateful they are that you relay these messages to us, but I want to be able to be that person that says, hey, I know that you're going through it. I know that it's not easy. And I know that as a creator, it can get really lonely, especially when you're delivering these messages of, like, love and support and guidance and care, because you're passionate about that, but it's hard when you're not receiving those messages of care, when you're not being supported in that way. You notice that, like, people are grateful for you being the messenger, but I can tell that your soul is just tired of being just the messenger, it feels like, because, you know, when is somebody going to give you that same wisdom, that same time and energy? And it's okay to want that. It's okay to feel alone when you're going through so much. And I know that it's been stressful for you. I can just tell. And I'm not saying that's anything that you need to worry about for future readings. That's what I do. I read energy. And I know that from the little bit that I've picked up on over time, I don't know a lot about your life, okay, but I know how high of a standard you hold yourself to, and I know that the way that you speak is very intelligent. So I know that you're working incredibly hard with school. And I feel like it's just been really hard for you to feel passionate about doing things that you love, because there's always that subconscious feeling of, I have to do this right. I have to do this in a certain time frame. I have to do this because somebody else is expecting it to be a certain way. And I don't ever want you to feel like that, because your passions should be expressed in a passionate way. And I know that you are passionate about doing tarot and oracle readings. And I know that you care about your subscribers and your viewers so much. Like, it shows when you post like 4-hour long readings. Obviously it shows, but I just want to make sure that you feel that same amount of support and love, not just gratitude, but knowing that somebody is going to put in that much work for you. Knowing that you are worth that same amount of effort that you put in for us. If I could make you a 4-hour long reading, girl, I would do it in a heartbeat, but my phone storage could never. I don't have a computer. It's a whole thing, but I want you to know that we do care about you, and there are people that want to put in that amount of effort for you, and that if we could reciprocate the energy that you give to us, we could and we would. But I feel like you are starting to feel very drained because we're not able, like, most of your viewers aren't able to reciprocate the same amount of energy that you're putting in. And yes, you can see that we're appreciative of it, but it feels too much like we're just taking that energy and showing appreciation, but you need to get that energy back. And that's why I wanted to do this for you, because you need to know how loved you are. You need to know how much you matter to us and how much we appreciate the work that you put in to your readings. We think about you all the time. Like, when you upload something and then, you know how many people comment things like, I was just sitting here thinking about you, and then all of a sudden your reading showed up. I needed this so bad. There's people that think about you and just wonder how you're doing, and they wonder if you're okay, and they wonder what you're up to. And you know, I just don't want you to feel like your videos and all of the energy that you put into them aren't just someone else's time consumption. I want you to know how appreciated you are, and I want you to know that you are such an incredible and necessary human being on this planet. And I don't want you to feel like you doing what you love is a waste of time if it's not making you money, if it's not, quote unquote, getting you ahead in life. Because however you were taught what success looks like, I have this feeling that it's not the same as doing what you love. Do what you love and not worry about the outcome, the result, the finish line. Live in that moment and really feel how that journey feels, and that moment of the process. If you're doing it, you've already reached that goal. And the more you do it, you're just hitting that goal over and over and over and over and over. There's no one finish line if you're doing what you're passionate about. Like, that is the goal, is to just enjoy that moment and enjoy doing what you love to do. So I hope that it helps to hear that, because we care about you so much. And now, by this point, you've probably realized that this is your finished aura. I adore how this turned out. It is so cool. It's so, like, intricate. There are so many little details, and I feel like it perfectly represents you, and it's beautiful. Like, your energy is so pure. You have the best intentions, and that always shows through. And I'm just so blown away by, like, how deep your energy truly goes. And I also noticed something, a few images within it. The first one being beta fish, specifically this, like, opalescent, iridescent, rainbow one. It's so pretty. And beta fish are technically, I think they're Japanese fighting fish, which is so Aries energy. But I don't think you're a fighter in that sense. Like, not a physical fighter. You're just, like, so wise, and you're fighting for something so much bigger than humanity. Like, you're fighting for humanity. You're always fighting for peace. You're always, and that's so weird to say, like, fighting for peace, but in this day and age, it's like you have to. And I don't think your soul really likes being that person that has to fight for peace. You just wish there was peace, and it's exhausting knowing that there's not just peace. But it's like, I feel like you're always wondering what you can do to help and what you can do to make humanity better. And your channel has been doing that. And I just need you to know that, because the messages that you give out, you do it with so much wisdom. You are so smart. You give the best advice. You have such older sister energy, like the older sister that everyone wishes they had. I grew up with 4 older brothers, so I didn't have an older sister I could go to. So I'm just taking shots in the dark every single day of my life. But you give out so much real and good intentioned advice, and it's smart. And the way that you word things makes people see things from a different perspective, and I think that's really helpful. And then another thing that I was seeing was jellyfish. And I think, okay, first of all, there's that, I don't know if this is true or not. Well, I guess there is technically an immortal jellyfish, but literally your soul feels immortal. It feels angelic and immortal. Like, you have done all of this, and you've seen everything that's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. You know everything that has happened. And I think that's why, like, it's rooted in your DNA that, you know, seeing people make the same mistakes over and over is so frustrating, because over the course of every lifetime you've lived, you've been that person to be like, hey, don't be stupid. And you've tried to give that advice. You've tried to help people make the right decisions. And it's just like, you watch them over and over and over just blow it. And that's exhausting for you. But I don't ever want you to feel like you are the problem, or like you couldn't help somebody just because they wouldn't listen. If people come to you for advice, you have to acknowledge the fact that, you know, they might not take that advice, but don't ever just tell them what they want to hear. Because telling them the truth isn't going to hurt them if they're open to hearing the truth. And if they're open to taking that advice. So they have to want to actually hear what you're saying. And if they're not open to it and they're just coming to you for a sugar-coated lie, then they can go somewhere else. But don't ever just lie to somebody. I'm not saying you ever do this. I'm just like, because I know that you are a very truthful, honest, pure person who just wants the best for people, and you're willing to tell that truth even if it's going to hurt them, because you know that they need to hear it, and it's up to them to decide whether or not they're going to actually use your advice, or they're just going to keep blindly walking through life like ignorant and going through the same mistakes over and over because they didn't want to hear your advice. They didn't want to hear the truth. But I do think that you have... Oh, I just thought of that song, My Immortal by Evanescence. Oh my god, I love that song. Actually, now that I think about it, that song, My Immortal, I'm getting emotional when I think about it right now because I'm picturing it sung from the perspective of your soul to all of the people that you've tried to help over every lifetime that you've lived. And oh my gosh, I don't want to cry. I would play like a little snippet of it, but I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm gonna sing part of it just so you can understand like what... If you've heard the song, I'm sure you have. Everyone's heard it. When you cry, I'd wipe away all of your tears. When you scream, I'd fight away all of your fears. And I held your hand through all of these years. You still have all of me. Oh man, that's literally like you being like, I'll fight for you, I'll always fight for you. And you'll always have me, like I'll always be here. Even if you're gone, you can still expect me to be here for you. God dang it. And it's funny too because the song starts off, I'm just now remembering, it's literally like exactly what I explained about you just being like tired of being here and like not enjoying this time period really because society's a wreck. I'm so tired of being here, suppressed by all my childish fears. And is that not like what I said? It's so crazy to me that this is like lining up this way. And that wasn't even one of the songs that I was going to bring up that came through when I was first channeling your energy. But I think that one definitely needed to come through. But I figured now is a good time to at least show you the list of the ones that came through. So here's that list. I wish I could play a little snippet of each one, but unfortunately I cannot. And then a few random downloads that I was getting. So I keep like, and I don't, this is weird because I don't know what this smells like, but it's like, I feel a scent, you know? It's so hard to explain this, but it's like the scent of fig and plum. And like those cinnamon brooms that like you buy in the fall time. It's such a good smell. I mean, I don't even, like I said, I don't know what that smells like. I don't know what fig smells like. But for some reason that's coming through really strong. And I feel like that is just such a grounding and natural smell that's very aromatic and enticing. Like, I don't know, it's a welcoming smell. Like I imagine someone walking into a home and smelling fig, plum, and cinnamon, and it's just so welcoming, so inviting, and so comfortable, and so down to earth. I don't know what that smells like, but I wish I did. I'm gonna have to go like find a candle or something. Maybe you could make that, like, because you work with a candle company and they do candles for you. Can you make that a scent? Oh my god, can you make an aura candle? Dude, please. That would be so cool. Let me see. And then like have little cinnamon sticks like sticking out of it for the cinnamon part. Oh my god, I would love to have that candle. Something else that was coming through really strongly is the name Tanner and the name Michaela. And then I kept seeing like an image of a ring that was specifically fire opal on a rose gold setting. So pretty. Oh, this is so your energy. I love this ring so much. I love this stone so much. And then, let me see. I was also picking up on Washington State, and something about a grove, like a grove in Washington. I don't know if that rings a bell for you. And Ohio is coming through as well. And then this one's also really specific, but if you had like two best girlfriends when you were younger, I want to say around like the age of 6, it's either you were 6 or you were in 6th grade, but you had two best friends and you guys would like write your initials on things. I'm getting like MTR or like MMR or MMM, I don't know. You would write your initials on things, and if that is the case, they're coming through very strongly, and they've been thinking about you a lot lately, and just like remembering times that you guys had as a kid, and they're like reminiscing those moments, and so I just wanted you to know about that. So if that's the case, definitely let me know, because I'm very curious to know, because that one was really, really specific. Something about the number 16, 84, 86. Also, I just read something that's going to blow your mind. I was looking up figs because I was just curious what they smelled like. And apparently, first of all, they're like basically plums. So they're just like, they're in the plum family. But I clicked on this question on Google that was like, what is the oldest fruit known to man? And I'm not kidding you, it's figs. I told you that your soul is literally immortal. That's so wild to me. I had no idea. That's crazy. Can you make like an immortal candle? Only immortals can smell this candle. And then plum is like blood of an immortal. Oh my god, wait, this could be such a cool candle. And Halloween's coming up. Yo, I'm just saying. Since we're on the topic of your soul being immortal, I'm gonna add in something to your aura reading, and it's just something extra that I like to do, and I feel like now's a good way to segue into it. But we're gonna be figuring out your mythical identity, and I can't wait to see what comes up for you. Alrighty, so this part is just a little fun thing that I like to add into all of my aura readings, where I'm going to be spinning these 2 wheels, and I'm going to be getting a mythical identity title to represent your energy. Your mythical identity is going to be in the format of blank, and blank. So I'm going to spin the first wheel to get the first part, and the second wheel twice to get the next 2 parts. Hope that makes sense. You'll see how it goes as we go along. I'm just going to get started with this first wheel, and then that's going to give me the first part of your mythical identity, because you're a mythical, magical being, homie. So let's go. Alright, so we're starting off with Goddess of. Let's get to that second wheel. So we got Goddess of, and I'm going to spin this one twice, so let's go. Okay, Goddess of Alchemy, and this is already so cool. Yo. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be so cool.
Maybe that's why my light kept going out when I was trying to record the very intro when I was reading for you in the cards. Maybe that's why my light kept turning off, because Goddess of Alchemy and Darkness. But that makes sense though, like you see darkness and you know it and you understand it and you embrace it and you use it to alchemize that energy and bring new and refreshing energy into the world. That's so you. I love that so much, dude. You have no idea.
Okay, so now that we have your title, we are going to do something a little bit extra, which is always so much fun for me. I love doing this. It's just an extra step that isn't necessary, but I'm personally a visual person and I love seeing the results of this. So I'm going to take the title that we got, which is Goddess of Alchemy and Darkness, and I'm going to put it into an AI generator and we're going to see what that identity looks like.
And now the final part of your aura reading. I'm so excited for this part because I've never done this with anyone's aura reading, but I know that you're somebody who will appreciate it. So I went ahead and got together a collection of memes that I thought best represent your energy. So I'm gonna play them kind of quick, but you can go ahead and pause if you want to actually take a second to read them. But I just want to say, closing out, sorry, I'm looking at the memes while I'm recording this, but I'm so glad that I got to read for you. You are such an incredible and beautiful, amazing soul. Beautiful Soul by Jesse McCartney should have been on that list. I don't know why the hell it wasn't, but I'm glad that I remembered to bring it up now. But my final thoughts are just keep doing what you're doing, keep shining brightly, keep loving everybody and being a light in such a dark world. And if there's one piece of advice I could give you, I always tell everybody I can this, and that's never trade authenticity for approval. And that no one's validation will make your work better than it already is. So with all that being said, I hope that you have a week as beautiful as you, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. Bye!